Good day everyone, I am April Lopez, currently taking Bachelor of Secondary Education. This video will tackle about my report, which is the Interactive Teaching and Functional-notional approach. Interactive teaching. Interactive teaching is the formal name given to the approach to education developed in the 1980s at Ohio University as part of the Learning in Science project. That project research, along with the last 20 years of human cognitive function, studies have come a long way in providing us with an understanding of the way the human mind learns. Interactive teaching is a means of instructing whereby the teachers actively involve the students in their learning process by way of regular teacher-to-student interaction, student-to-student interaction, use of audiovisuals, and hands-on demonstrations. The students are constantly encouraged to be active participants. So when we say interactive teaching, it is more likely the student-to-student and teacher-to-student interaction because it uses visuals and hands-on demonstration. So basically, it is personally interaction. But the strategy of education we have right now is opposite from personal interaction. Although we interact, but through technology or gadgets. And we can say that the strategy we have right now is also an interactive. So there are 5 interactive teaching styles. The first one is brainstorming. When we say brainstorming, it is the various techniques. Interactive brainstorming is typically performed in group sessions. The process is useful for generating creative thoughts and ideas. Brainstorming helps students learn to pull together. These are some types of interactive brainstorming: structured and unstructured, reverse or negative thinking, nominal group relationships, online interactions such as chat, forums, and email, team idea mapping, group passing, and individual brainstorming. The second types of interactive teaching is think, pair, and share. Establish a problem or a question, then pair your student. Give each pair sufficient time to form a conclusion and permit each participant to define the conclusion in his or her personal voice. You can also request that one student explain a concept while the other student evaluates what is being learned. The third one is buzz session. Participants come together in session groups that focus on a single topic. Within each group, every student contributes thoughts and ideas. Encourage discussion and collaboration among the students. Within each group, everyone should learn from one another in school and experiences. Number 4 is incident process. This teaching style involves a case study format, but the process is not so rigid as a full case study training session. The focus is on learning how to solve real problems that involve real people, preparing your students for life beyond your classroom. Provide small groups of students with details from actual incidents and then ask them to develop a workable solution. And the last one is Q&A sessions. On the heels of every topic introduction, but prior to formal lecturing, ask your students to jot down questions pertaining to the subject matter. So let's proceed on functional-notional approach. Functional-notional approach. The term functional-notional approach embraces any strategy of language teaching that derives the content of learning from an initial analysis of the learner's need to express three different kinds of meaning. The first one is functional, the social purpose of the utterance. Modal, the degree of likelihood. The last one is conceptual, the meaning relations expresses by forms within the sentence. This method of language teaching is categorized along with others under the rubric of a communicative approach. The method stresses a means of organizing a language syllabus. The emphasis is on breaking down the global concept of language into units of analysis in terms of communicative situations in which they are used. So this functional-notional approach focuses on the purposes for which language is used. It emphasizes communicative purpose of a speech act. It underlines what people want to do or what they want to accomplish. The functional-notional approach helps learners to use real and appropriate language for communication. So there are 5 functional categories of language. The first one is personal, interpersonal, directive, referential, and imaginative. Personal, clarifying or arranging one ideas, expressing one thoughts or feelings, love, joy, pleasure, happiness, surprise, like, satisfactions, dislike, disappointment, distress, pain, anger, anguish, fear, anxiety, sorrow, frustration, and so many more. So when we say personal, it is about you, about yourself, related to you or affecting you. The second is interpersonal, enabling us to establish and maintain desirable social and working relationships. Greetings and live talkings, introducing people to others, identifying oneself to others, expressing joy in another's success, expressing concern for the other people's welfare, extending and accepting invitations, refusing invitations politely, or making alternative arrangements. So, interpersonal refers to something involving or occurring among several people. It refers to our ability to get along with other people, or in other words, it is communication that takes place between people who are interdependent and have some knowledge of each other. For example, communication between a son and his father, an employer and an employee. The third one is directive, attempting to influence the actions of others, accepting or refusing direction, making suggestions in which the speaker is included, making requests, making suggestions, refusing to accept as suggestions or a request but offering an alternative, persuading someone to change his point of view. When we say directive, it is like discouraging someone from pursuing a course of action. It is very common for us because we do it normally. Like most of the time, when we see our friends or even in family that has a bad plan in other people, as a friend or family, you will talk to them to not do that thing. So it means you are persuading to change his or her point of view or his or her thinking. Number 4, referential. Talking or reporting about things, actions, events, or people in the environment in the past or in the future, talking about language. In simple words, this referential is a person or a thing that contains or is used as a reference. The last one is imaginative. Discussion involving elements of creativity and artistic expression, discussing a poem, a story, a piece of music, a play, a painting, a film, a TV program, etc. Expanding ideas suggested by other or by a piece of literature or reading material, creating rhymes, poetry, stories, or plays, or combining familiar dialogues or passages creatively. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.